Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have an intermediate level lesson talking about appearances.
That's right. We are going to change, or somebody wants to change their appearance, and they're going to have surgery.
Well, before we get started, let's look at what kind of surgery they're having in today's vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about plastic surgery specifically.
Plastic surgery. So, why plastic?
I have no idea. Do you
I don't
know?
either. No.
Well, basically, plastic surgery is, surgery for your appearance, right? It's not really for health reasons.
That's right. And sometimes they add things to you. Sometimes they take things away, but they're not for your health. They're not for your heart or your lungs.
Right.
It's for your appearance.
Mm-hmm. And also called cosmetic surgery, right?
That's right. And we'll be hearing that later. But cosmetic means having to do with your appearance, like cosmetics.
Right, exactly. All right, so we're going to be talking about this. Let's listen to our dialogue for the first time, and we'll be back.
What are you doing?
Look at me, I look so old. I look as if I were 30.
Come on, stop being so vain. You look great. You are beautiful.
Yes, I am, but I think it's time for some plastic surgery. I'm tired of these wrinkles and sagging skin. See?
I don't see any wrinkles or sagging skin. You're 25. Stop being ridiculous. Besides, I think that people who get Botox, have facelifts, or tummy tucks look weird. It doesn't look natural.
Whatever. I think I'm going to get liposuction and a nose job, and some breast implants as well.
I think you need to get brain surgery. I honestly don't think you need cosmetic surgery. You look amazing.
I thought you were my friend and would support me on this. I just want to feel better about myself and feel more attractive.
You don't need plastic surgery to do that. You're fine the way you are, and you have guys drooling all over you. Plus, plastic surgery hurts.
Really?
Yeah, when I got my nose job, I was black and blue for a week.
All right, we're back. So, yeah, I think this girl really wants to get this surgery.
But she doesn't seem to know why. She's just like, I'm in a bad mood. I want surgery. And that's the worst reason.
And it's pretty painful from what I hear.
Expensive and painful and potentially dangerous.
Yeah,
But we can
exactly.
talk about that at the end.
All right, so why don't we start with the words that we saw that are all related to surgery in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, well, this first one might be the reason for surgery, not necessarily a kind of surgery. If someone is vain.
Okay, so if a person is vain, this is an adjective. That means that they are they care too much about their appearance, right?
Right, and they care so much that they only care about themselves.
Uh-huh.
So, do I look good? I love my face, my eyes. I look so good. So a person who is vain thinks very highly of themselves.
Okay, very good. And, well, this person, I think, wanted to get surgery as well because she said she had wrinkles.
Okay, wrinkles are little lines on your face. So maybe on your forehead or next to your mouth. And generally, when we get older, people get more and more of these.
Right. So you would say you have wrinkly skin when you're in the bathtub for too long and you look in your hands. They look like raisins. You have wrinkly skin.
That's right. Wrinkles are little lines in your skin.
All right. And, well, you have wrinkles, as you said, around your mouth and eyes. And sometimes under your eyes, you also have some sagging skin.
Or under your chin.
Under your chin as well, yeah.
That's right. So sagging means coming down, means it's heavy.
It's like hanging.
Yeah.
Right?
So sagging, something sags.
Okay.
It's heavy, it pulls down. But if you have sagging skin, that means your skin is no longer tight. It's kind of loose and it hangs.
Falling off your face. Okay. And, well, a new popular treatment that is not really surgery is this Botox.
That's right. So Botox is something that women and some men do every couple of months, I think, and they have to get shots.
Right. They're like injections.
That's right. And they tighten your skin. And so you can get Botox in your your face, so your forehead or your eyes, and it makes you look younger for a couple of months.
I've heard that they also put them in their lips to make them like fuller, right?
That's right. And sometimes you can say that someone's had too much Botox because they can no longer smile. Or
That's right.
they can't stop smiling.
Exactly. And well, very related to this is also when people get a facelift.
Okay, a facelift. So that means that a doctor, a plastic surgeon, will tighten the skin on your face. So he'll pull your eyes and the skin next to your ears to make your face look younger.
Right. So that's called a facelift. So it's to kind of take away those wrinkles, right? Or the sagging skin.
Right? Lift means to pull up.
Right.
It's the opposite of sag.
Very good. All right. So this dialogue has a lot of rich vocabulary related to surgery. So why don't we listen to our dialogue again? And we'll be back with the second part of language takeaway to explain a little bit more.
What are you doing?
Look at me, I look so old. I look as if I were 30.
Come on, stop being so vain. You look great. You are beautiful.
Yes, I am, but I think it's time for some plastic surgery. I'm tired of these wrinkles and sagging skin. See?
I don't see any wrinkles or sagging skin. You're 25. Stop being ridiculous. Besides, I think that people who get Botox, have facelifts, or tummy tucks look weird. It doesn't look natural.
Whatever. I think I'm going to get liposuction and a nose job, and some breast implants as well.
I think you need to get brain surgery. I honestly don't think you need cosmetic surgery. You look amazing.
I thought you were my friend and would support me on this. I just want to feel better about myself and feel more attractive.
You don't need plastic surgery to do that. You're fine the way you are, and you have guys drooling all over you. Plus, plastic surgery hurts.
Really?
Yeah, when I got my nose job, I was black and blue for a week.
All right, we're back. So what other surgical procedure is in store for us?
Well, now the big ones. So we've left the face and we're talking about the rest of the body.
All right.
The first one is a tummy tuck.
Okay, so a tummy tuck. Well, what is that exactly?
Well, let's look at these two words by themselves
All right.
because maybe tummy people have heard before. This is another way to say stomach. Usually children say tummy.
Right, my tummy hurts.
My tummy hurts. And doctors, they'll say stomach.
Yeah.
But the name of this surgery is tummy tuck because tuck means to put in or to fold. And so my mom used to say, tuck in your shirt. You know, when your shirt comes out of your
Right.
pants and that means you put it back in. Well, a tuck means to fold your stomach under. Means to make your stomach look smaller. And they put staples or I think they sew you up.
Yeah, they sew you up. It's pretty painful, right?
I've heard that.
Usually this is because somebody got a liposuction, for example, and that's our next word, liposuction.
Okay, lipo, that's kind of fat, right?
Yeah,
And suction means to pull, like a vacuum.
like, right. So that's basically what they do. They open the person up and kind of use a sort of vacuum type device and suck all the fat out of the stomach or the balcony areas, you know, the love handles that are also called. And this way they remove all this excess fat. And because they do this, sometimes the skin, since it's been stretched out because you were a little bit fat, they need to have a tummy tuck.
That means to hide the extra skin.
The extra skin to kind of
That's right.
hide it. So these two procedures actually go hand in hand because maybe if you're very fat, you get a liposuction, but that doesn't solve your problem because now you have all this sagging skin off your stomach.
That's right. So you have to have a tummy tuck as
Right.
well. Ugh.
All right. So yeah, very, very dangerous procedure I've heard as well, right?
Yeah. And they usually only do it with people who are very, very fat. That
Right.
means dangerously fat. Because if you do it on a skinny person, you could really hurt them.
Yeah, of course. Fat is also necessary for our bodies. All right, so now moving back up to the face again, a very common procedure, I think one of the most common ones, is a nose job.
A nose job. And so nose job is very colloquial. You'll hear this on the TV. Nose job means to fix someone's nose, to change the shape or appearance of their nose. And so oftentimes people with really big noses want smaller noses.
Right.
And so the doctor will take some bone away and will put the skin back.
Yes, that's right. So this is called a nose job, or formerly known as like a nose surgery, right?
That's right. Rhinoplasty is the official name.
Rhinoplasty, that's
and
right.
actually, I've heard it's very painful because they have to break your nose before they fix it.
Exactly. Wow. I can't believe people do this. All right. And well, one of the very common ones among women, most likely, is
I hope so.
our breast implants.
That's right. So breast implants, am I allowed to say boob job?
Yeah, you can.
Well, the very common phrase for this is boob job.
Right.
Boob is a very colloquial term for breasts. And breast implants are, well, an implant is something that you put inside something. Okay, and so a breast implant is a piece of silicone. So it's like plastic, but it's more like a liquid plastic.
Yeah, just imagine like this big plastic bag with like gel
Yeah.
inside of it.
And they put that inside a woman's chest to make her breasts bigger.
Right.
And so these are very, very popular surgeries, breast implants.
Right, exactly. I guess many models and many different types of women get breast implants.
That's right. And the verb there is to get. So
To get.
she got breast implants.
Right.
Okay, because they're things.
Very good. All right, so why don't we listen to our dialogue for the last time, and we'll be back to talk a little bit more.
What are you doing?
Look at me, I look so old. I look as if I were 30.
Come on, stop being so vain. You look great. You are beautiful.
Yes, I am, but I think it's time for some plastic surgery. I'm tired of these wrinkles and sagging skin. See?
I don't see any wrinkles or sagging skin. You're 25. Stop being ridiculous. Besides, I think that people who get Botox, have facelifts, or tummy tucks look weird. Doesn't look natural.
Whatever. I think I'm going to get liposuction and a nose job, and some breast implants as well.
I think you need to get brain surgery. I honestly don't think you need cosmetic surgery. You look amazing.
I thought you were my friend and would support me on this. I just want to feel better about myself and feel more attractive.
You don't need plastic surgery to do that. You're fine the way you are, and you have guys drooling all over you. Plus, plastic surgery hurts.
Really?
Yeah, when I got my nose job, I was black and blue for a week.
All right, we're back. So as you mentioned, all of these surgeries are very painful and very expensive, right?
They are. The plastic surgery industry is huge. And I was just reading an article that said that redos are becoming very popular. So there are doctors who perform redos. That means
to redo a surgery.
that's right. They're fixing other surgeries because oftentimes, people go in, they say, I want a nose job. They get a nose job, and then it's not the nose they wanted. And so they have doctors now who specialize in fixing former surgeries.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard also a lot about the plastic surgery tourism industry, where people get offered a package, for example, to go to countries like Argentina, where they have good doctors and it's very inexpensive compared to the States to get plastic surgery. And it's also popular now in Asia. I believe they're traveling to Hong Kong to get plastic surgery done.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. But it's one of those things that if you have the money and you really feel that you want to improve your appearance, then
But is it an improvement? I don't know.
It is
It's a little fake.
Yeah, it is a little bit fake. Like, for example, but it does help people with their self-confidence, right? Sometimes, for example, with the case of breast implants, some women feel very, very self-conscious about them having smaller breasts. So they want to get bigger breasts and they feel more confident, happier, and, stuff like this. So I guess if it helps and if you really want it, everyone's to their own.
Hello. It's so nice to be here today. I hope you're doing well and ready for something interesting. We're going to talk about appearances, what we look like, how we see others, and why appearances matter. But we'll also ask, do appearances tell us everything?
Hi. I'm really happy to be part of this talk too. Appearances are something we see every day. When we walk down the street, go to school, or use social media, we see people. We notice clothes, hair, skin, height, and even the way people move. That's all part of appearance.
Yes, and we often make quick ideas about people just by looking at them. We might think someone is kind or maybe unfriendly just because of their face or clothes. But is that always true? Not really. Appearances don't always show who someone really is inside.
Dete se sotru. Sometimes a person looks angry, but really they are just tired. Or maybe someone wears simple clothes, but they are very smart and kind. This is why we should be careful. Looking at someone is not the same as knowing them.
Also, many people feel pressure to look a certain way. They think, I must be thin, or I must have perfect skin, or I must dress like others. A lot of this comes from social media or TV. But in real life, people come in all shapes, colors, and styles.
Yes, and every appearance is okay. You don't need to look like someone else to be good. You just need to be healthy, clean, and happy with yourself. Of course, it's fine to care about your looks, but not if it makes you feel bad or worried all the time.
Right. And it's important to remember that appearance can change. Hair can grow or change color. Weight can go up and down. Clothes can change with time and culture. So if we only care about appearance, we may miss the person behind it.
And sometimes we also judge ourselves too much. We look in the mirror and think, I don't like my nose, or I wish I had different hair. But the truth is, most people don't notice those small things. What people really remember is how we treat them.
Exactly. If someone smiles at you, helps you, or speaks kindly, you don't care much about how they look. You care about how they make you feel. That's why being kind is more beautiful than just having a nice face.
I love that idea. And we should also learn to accept our own appearance. Our body does so much for us every day. It lets us walk, work, dance, hug, and speak. We should thank our body instead of always wishing it was different.
Yes, appreciation is very important. And when we feel good inside, we often look better outside too. Confidence, happiness, and health, these things shine through, even if our appearance is simple. That's a beautiful kind of beauty.
And that's something many people forget. They spend so much time looking in mirrors or taking pictures, but they forget to enjoy who they are. True beauty is not only about what we wear or how we look. It's about how we live and how we treat ourselves and others.
Yes, and it's easy to compare ourselves with others. Maybe you see someone online with perfect hair or clear skin and you think, why don't I look like that? But pictures don't always show the truth. Many images are changed or filtered. What you see isn't always real.
That's very common now. Many people use apps to change their face or body before sharing a photo. They might want to look thinner, taller, or younger. And when we see those photos, we think that's normal. But it's not. It's only a picture, not real life.
And even if someone does look very beautiful, that doesn't mean they feel happy inside. Some of the most good-looking people feel lonely, sad, or afraid. That's why it's important to take care of how we feel, not just how we look.
Taking care of our feelings helps us enjoy life more. If we feel strong inside, we don't need to follow every new style or trend. We can choose what we like. Maybe we enjoy wearing bright colors or simple clothes. Maybe we don't wear makeup. That's okay.
Absolutely. It's great to dress in a way that feels like you. Some people enjoy fashion, and that's fun too. But it should come from you, not from pressure. If you feel good in your clothes and style, that's what matters most.
It also helps to be around people who see more than your appearance. Good friends look at your smile, your art, your actions. They don't care if your shirt is old or your shoes are not expensive. They care about how you listen, laugh, and share time with them.
That's a wonderful point. If someone only wants to be with you because of your looks, then they don't really know you. But the people who stay, even when you look tired or messy, they are the ones who truly see you.
And this is something we can also give to others. When we meet someone, we can choose to look deeper. We can look past their clothes or face and try to understand who they are. Maybe they are nervous, or shy, or just having a bad day.
That's when kindness becomes really powerful. A small smile, a kind word, a little help, these things can make someone feel seen and valued. And when we do that, we become more beautiful too, because real beauty is how we make others feel.
Sometimes people change their appearance a lot because they want to feel accepted. They think, if I change my hair, my clothes, or my body, people will like me more. But that kind of love is not real. It's better to be loved for who you are, not just for how you look.
That's true. And when we try to be someone else, we often feel tired. It takes energy to hide our true self. But when we are honest about who we are, we feel free. We can smile more, relax more, and enjoy life without pretending.
It's also important to remember that beauty looks different in every culture. In some places, light skin is seen as beautiful. In other places, dark skin is loved. Some cultures like long hair, others short. Some prefer bright clothes, others simple ones. There is no one way to be beautiful.
That's such a good reminder. The world is full of many different kinds of beauty. And when we travel or meet new people, we see that more clearly. What matters most is not to follow one idea of beauty, but to respect all kinds.
And even our own ideas about beauty can change. Maybe we didn't like our nose before, but now we feel okay with it. Maybe we didn't like our smile, but now someone says it's lovely. Sometimes, hearing kind words helps us see ourselves in a better way.
Yes, words are powerful. One kind word can stay in your heart for a long time. If someone says, "You look nice today," or "Your eyes are so kind," that can bring a little light to your day. So we should also give kind words to others when we can.
But we must also give kind words to ourselves. When we look in the mirror, we can say something nice. Maybe, "I like my eyes," or "I have a warm smile." It may feel strange at first, but with time, it can help us feel better about who we are.
Yes, self-love is very important. It doesn't mean we think we're better than others. It just means we care for ourselves like we care for a friend. We listen to our body, eat well, rest, and say kind things to ourselves. That's the best way to grow strong inside.
And when we feel good inside, we often want to help others feel good too. We stop judging how people look. We start looking at their heart, their words, their actions. That makes our world a kinder place.
Kindness and respect can change everything. When we stop caring too much about someone's looks and focus on how they live, we start to see real beauty. Not the kind that fades, but the kind that stays.
We also need to remember that our bodies change with time. As we grow older, our skin may wrinkle, our hair may turn gray, and our shape may change. This is natural, and it happens to everyone. We don't need to feel bad about it. These changes show our life, our story.
Yes, and every line or mark on our body tells something about us. Maybe a line near your eyes means you've laughed a lot. Maybe a scar shows you were strong in a hard time. These things are part of who we are, and they should be respected, not hidden.
Sometimes people feel shy or ashamed because they look different. Maybe they have a birthmark, or maybe their body works in a different way. But being different doesn't mean being less. Every person is special, and their differences make the world more interesting.
That's a good point. The world would be boring if we all looked the same. Imagine a garden with only one kind of flower. It wouldn't be as beautiful as a garden with many colors, sizes, and shapes. People are the same. Our differences make life richer.
And when we start accepting others, we also start accepting ourselves. If we can say, that person is beautiful in their own way, we can also say the same about ourselves. It's not easy, but it gets better with time and practice.
I think it helps when we stop comparing. Everyone has something good, but that doesn't mean we don't. Just because someone else is tall or has perfect skin doesn't mean we are not good too. We can all shine in our own way.
Shining doesn't always mean looking perfect. It means being honest, kind, and real. It means walking with confidence and not hiding. It means saying, "This is me," and standing tall. People notice that, and they respect it.
Confidence is beautiful. And we can build it slowly, step by step. Maybe we start by wearing something we like or by saying something nice about ourselves. Then we walk outside and feel okay, even if we're not perfect. That's the real kind of strength.
When we feel strong inside, it also shows outside. People can feel it. They see it in your eyes, your smile, your voice. And that kind of beauty stays, even when your clothes change or your hair turns gray.
So maybe the real beauty we're all looking for is not something we wear or buy. It's something we grow. It starts with kindness, grows with self-love, and shines when we share it with others.
So, when we think about appearances, maybe we need to look a little deeper. What we see on the outside is only part of the story. The real story is inside a person, their heart, their mind, their actions. That is where true beauty lives.
Yes, and when we start to care about those things, our world becomes more peaceful. We stop worrying so much about how we look. We start listening, helping, and connecting with others in a better way. It's a quiet kind of beauty, but it's very strong.
And we can still enjoy things like fashion, hair, or makeup if we want to. But we don't have to use them to hide. We can use them for fun, for art, or to show our personality. The important thing is to be honest and kind, with ourselves and with others.
I like that. Being kind to yourself is not always easy, but it's important. Say something nice to yourself today. Maybe look in the mirror and smile. You don't need to be perfect to be beautiful. You just need to be real.
And let's remember to be gentle with others, too. We never know what someone is going through. A kind look or a soft word can really help. Let's make the world a little warmer, a little brighter, by seeing people for who they are, not just how they appear.
So, to everyone listening today, thank you for spending time with us. We hope you enjoyed this talk and that it helped you feel better about yourself and others. If you like this podcast, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and family.
Learning English can be fun when we talk about real topics like this. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. You are doing great.
Take care of yourself, be proud of who you are, and remember, your value is not in your appearance but in your heart.
Thanks again for being with us. See you next time.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Too proud of good looks. Vein. A fold, ridge, or crease in the skin. Wrinkle. A medical protein injected into facial muscles. Botox. Plastic surgery. Cosmetic surgery. A plastic surgery on breasts to make them bigger. Breast implant.
Let's try that faster.
A fold, ridge, or crease in the skin. Wrinkle. A plastic surgery on breasts to make them bigger. Breast implant. Plastic surgery. Cosmetic surgery. A medical protein injected into facial muscles. Botox. Too proud of good looks. Vain.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Vain. I wish my girlfriend was less vain than she is now. Vain. Why am I surrounded by so many vain people? Vain. Stop being so vain and give the guy a shot. Wrinkle. These wrinkles are the result of so many bitter years. Wrinkle. Why is my skin getting so wrinkled? Wrinkle. Excessive use of makeup makes skin get premature wrinkles. Botox. I really don't like girls who have Botox. Botox. I saw an actress with Botox, and I think it ruined her looks. Botox. I wonder how much it costs to get Botox. Cosmetic surgery. I've heard that in Korea, it's really cheap to get cosmetic surgery. Cosmetic surgery. I wouldn't have cosmetic surgery unless someone was paying for it. Cosmetic surgery. Cosmetic surgery has become so popular in the last few years. Breast implant. Breast implants look so fake. Breast implant. There are many men who like women with breast implants. Breast implant. I think breast implants can be dangerous.